Hi, my name is Rags, and today I'm going to talk to you about an event that happened. This is a very historic event, and this event happened in 1976. 1976, and the event was called the Judgement of Paris. Now, prior to 1976, American wines did not get any respect from anybody. The French wines were known as the premier wines. Like, if you are drinking any wine apart from French wine, you are pretty much looked down upon. So this guy called Steven Spurrier, he was an Englishman living in France. He decided, you know what, I want to show the world how good the French wines are. So what am I gonna do? I am gonna set the French wines against the American wines. And how am I going to do this? I'm going to hold a blind tasting. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, what's a blind tasting? A blind tasting is a tasting in which people get a bottle and put the bottle in a bag and conceal the label, the color, the everything, and then pour it. And people are pretty much taste the wine and figure out whether it's good, whether it's bad, and they pretty much give it a rating. So Spurrier got the best of the best of the best of the French tasters. And these are people who are, I think they're called master sommeliers, not to be mistaken with Somalians. But these guys were master sommeliers. And he held a blind tasting. He got a couple American wines and also a bunch of French wines, and they did the tasting. What's interesting is that these guys, they're masters. These guys are the pros. They just grab a glass of wine, blind taste it, and be like, oh, this wine has no nose. It must be American. Excuse my bad accent, but you get the picture. And there was this journalist from the Time magazine who like kind of knew what wines they were tasting, and he looked at what they were saying, and he looked at the name of the wine, and was like, "There's a discrepancy here. These people are mistaking French wine for American wine. The wine doesn't have a nose, so it must be American. Actually, no, the wine was actually French." So, excuse my excitement, but the jig was up, as Americans would say. It just dawned on this reporter, this Time magazine reporter, that these guys had no clue that the wines that were getting bad. Some of the wines that were getting great ratings and were being mistaken for French wines were actually American wines. And it's weird because this guy wrote a small blurb in Time magazine, but that blurb just was like I don't know what Americans say. It's kind of like that. It just was just it just changed the world's view of Californian, American, just American wine in general. And it is that point in which, that was a turning point. That point was a point in which American wine started getting respect. And Americans started just, everybody and their mother and their grandmother and their dog started becoming winemakers. And you know what? As much as you hate American wine, me, I give credit to you. You might hate American wine, but I give credit to Americans because they started seeing that what they were doing was awesome, and they started taking wine to another level, and I respect that. And this is a word of caution. Those guys who you look at and look like pros, sometimes sometimes get tripped up, you know? When you think you know so much about wine, that's when you realize you don't know much or jack about wine. Anyway, I'm sorry for the rambling. This is just something I wanted to share with y'all, and just take it if you and anyway, I'll stop right now. Enjoy yourselves. Have a nice day. Bye bye. See you the next episode. Bye.